Hi, and welcome to another Shed Sessions. And today we've got a fabulous hake dish with beer, cockles, and cabbage. And you might say, well, where do you get that combination from? Well, I'll tell you. Let's run through the ingredients first. Okay, so we've got our conical or sweetheart cabbage. I've got some dill, I've got some creme fraiche, got a little bit of butter, got some cockles, and then we've got a little bit of cockle juice. We've got some clarified butter, some dill, and a little bit of garlic oil. So roast garlic, equal quantities of roast garlic and olive oil mixed together, which we're going to brush onto our hake. So let's have a look at those two little loins of hake, and they look absolutely beautiful. I couldn't resist. It was either going to be cod or hake, and I do love hake. It reminds me of my Spanish holidays. Can't forget them. And it just has a really lovely texture. When I think of garlic, I think of those sort of gratin potatoes, tomatoes, garlic, hake, Spain. There we go. Right, oh, and of course, don't forget the IPA beer. So we've got some Beastie Boys for you today, which is really good, really fruity, which goes great with this dish. So, first of all, we're going to need to seal off our hake. And I'm going to put a little drop, I'm going to do a mixture of olive oil and clarified butter. And, we're going to need a little bit of a spoon for that. Sticking to my spoon. Okay, so no salt at this stage. Let's just pop our hake in and seal it off. So I'm going to turn it up. I just want the hake to be lovely and golden in colour, and we're going to then pop it into the tray here. This little dish. I popped a little bit of garlic oil on the bottom. So seal it off into a tray, and then we can judge then when we need to pop it in the oven. I think because it's quite a quick dish, we're going to pop it in straight away. There we go. Always move the fish away from you. For obvious reasons, you don't splash yourself. Because I think some people are very frightened of pan frying. And absolutely why not? Because it is a very dangerous thing when you're pan frying anything. So, carefully now. Take the loin out, or the loins. Okay, and we can move that pan away. Let it sizzle away in the sink. Okay, I'm going to put a knob of butter either side, and then I've got my garlic oil. You can see there, she's lovely. And we'll just flip the fish carefully over. Just brush it. And when you roast the garlic, I've said this before, but you get a much rounder flavour, you know, a much sweeter flavour from the garlic rather than the harshness that you can get sometimes. Then a little bit of your salt, and then again carefully turn your loin back over. Okay, and a bit of salt on there. Then I've got some cockle juice with a little, so it's cockle juice and some IPA beer in there. And just pop that into our oven on 120, and I'm going to give that 10 minutes. I'm going to actually, let's put it on 12, okay? And then the next thing we need to do is to get Frying pan up. And a bit of oil. And we've got to seal off our cabbage. Let's have a look. Try and get down the middle there. And again, just trying to be accurate, get right down the middle again, and just cut a little bit of that. Don't cut all your core away, because otherwise your cabbage will fall to bits. Okay, and just thinking, yeah, I'm gonna keep those outer leaves on, but I might take them off just before we plate up. Okay, so not quite there yet. So while we're just waiting for that to get warm, I've got 2 rashers of streaky bacon here. I just cut those into lardons. So you need some good dry cured bacon. So, and cabbage in. And again, I just want to quickly seal off the cabbage here and then season it and put it onto a tray, and then again into the oven. And then we're going to make the cockle sauce. So I've got my pan here ready for the cockles. Just a tiny bit of oil. And this is lovely. Get your cabbage. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. It just looks so good, doesn't it? You know, when things look good, they often taste good. And I'm going to put a little bit of, just a touch of seasoning now while it's in the pan. If I'd have thought, I could have just put the cabbage in the same pan as the fish. Right, okay. So I'm going to pop that pan over there now. And if it'll let me, just turn it down a touch while I just finish this off. So what I'll do now with the bacon is just put the bacon loosely, and you know, I've done enough for 4 here, because you don't want too much bacon on because it's just garnishing. But when that bacon cooks, and I've left the rind on this bacon, it should go nice and crispy, and all the flavours drizzle into the cabbage, of course, which is pretty wonderful, and goes again so well with the hake. And the cockles, in fact. So we're done there, I think that's about right. And I've got the other oven on here, 150. So I'm just going to pop that in there. And again, I'm giving it 10 minutes, this one. I'll have to be quick now. A fish has got about... Fish is, yeah, it's still okay. So, in with the chopped garlic and chopped garlic, dill and shallots. And all you need to do is just really quickly saute them off. Cockles in. I can get the beer open. And about half the can will be about 200. Okay. So. Cockles out. I'm just having a look at my fish there. Looks pretty good. And cabbage is okay there. So what we need to do now is get another bowl. I need plenty of bowl. Pop that across there and get my liquor there to reduce down. Okay. Make sure I'm in the center. And so we need to reduce that down by about half. And then we're going to finish off with a little bit of IPA. And I need to pick my cockles. So I'm going to leave a couple of the cockles in the shell, just the odd one or two. Ooh, they warm those. So good, like cockles. I mean, and the lucky thing is, you know, I was looking at 2 dishes to do, and then I've got to say, I watched Rick Stein the other night, and he just did this dish with cod, cockles, cabbage, and beer. And I just thought, wow, I've got to recreate that, but recreate that in sort of your own sort of way. Right, and I'm going to pop a little bit of creme fraiche in there, about 50 grams. Mix that in well, and then this is going to be quite a thin sauce. Okay, so nearly there on our fish, so that's rather nice. And just whisking, and as you whisk the butter in, the sauce will thicken. So you need cold butter, because otherwise you're creating an emulsion, and otherwise it can just split out. So be aware of that. But we can just let it just boil away there for a minute, and I'm going to give that a little bit of a blast. You can see there the sauce foaming and boiling away. And now what I need to do is just taste it. So move it off the heat there. So it's got that. I'm just going to pop a little bit of beer in there at the end. It's got that lovely bitterness, but yet sort of rounded flavour. And the cockles, obviously, the fresh cockles, mussels create, the juices of them create great sauces. And our fish now. Our fish is ready, so I'm just going to leave the fish in the oven. And we're going to pop the cockles, some in the shell and some not in the sauce. And then I'm going to chop a little bit of dill. So we've got the 3 components. We've got the cabbage, we've got the fish, and we've got the sauce to go on. Okay, so let's get the cabbage out first. See how we've gone with that. Okay, and Tom from Wally Wine Shops just popped in now, so Tom's going to do the wines with the fish dish. Hi Tom.
All right?
Yeah, good,
Keep
good,
our
good.
distance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smells fantastic, as
Thank
usual.
you. So we've got the cabbage there. And you get that great infusion of the bacon into the cabbage there. Okay, get that out of the way. And then our fish, which for sure should be ready now. So I'm just going to baste that over with the beer and cockle juices.
Which kind of beer did you use again?
Again, the IPA. I didn't have time to get one off you. The IPA. So it's this little beauty. Actually, I like the
really
IPA.
Good.
It's so good that. That's Beastie Boys. It just I hadn't actually had it before, but I just love IPA. So there you go. So put our piece of fish at the side. It's just perfectly cooked now. And God, I was looking around there to see where my spoon was. And so we're going to put a couple of cockles in there, and then get some cockles like so. Don't be tricky on me, cockles. There we go. And the sauce is just really lovely. Okay, and just to finish off now, put a little bit of fresh dill just going on the top there. Okay, and then if my syrup hasn't, it's been worrying me because it's been setting up all the time. So I've just got a little bit of lime syrup, just to finish off the dish. And I wanted that just to go on, just to give a little bit of zing. There you go. I don't want too much on. Okay, and that just cuts through. Okay, so Tom, I don't know yet what you've got to match, but that's our hake with beer, cockles and cabbage. So Tom, wine. What wine are you going to do with a beer infused hake dish?
Okay, so when I got the menu, I thought, right, brilliant. Fish, you've got cockles in there as well, so a classic seafood white. But looking through the dish, there's a few extra elements there as well that intrigue me. So you've got that bacon, and you've got that charred cabbage. So I'm thinking there's going to be a bit of saltiness going on, perhaps. I'm hoping I'm right. So we've gone ultra classic.
Right.
We've gone for a lovely, beautiful Chablis. So that's L'Aventureux, their 2016 Chablis.
Right.
That's unoaked Chardonnay. Really clean, really fresh. And the idea is that it just cleanses the palate and lets all those flavours from your dish shine through.
Thank you.
Hopefully, it's got a little bit of a minerally edge, almost a salty edge, that's going to work with those ingredients. But the idea is not for the wine to overpower. The wine's taking a back seat, it's classy, it's racy, and hopefully it works with the fish.
Cool. Well, I've got to say that's a great piece of hake. So thank you to Giles Show at Wellgate in Clitheroe.
Cheers.
And that's doing the fish no harm at all.
That's textbook Chablis. You feel that soft, slight, sort of almost chalky texture comes from the soils in around Chablis. That's exactly as it should be.
I love the meatiness of the.
We didn't want. I mean, the other thought was to do something like an Albarino, but
no, I think that's good.
Exactly. That fish is, as you say, really nice and meaty, chewy. Needs something with a little bit more texture.
Yeah, and the bacon. Yeah, it's great match. Thank you, Tom.
Quite
right. Okay, so we should slug away until next time. Thank you.
Cheers.
Hi, I'm Nigel Howarth. If you like what you've just seen, then subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on social media. Enjoy.